Russ, the Spiders have had some tough starts in two CAA games. Is there a renewed emphasis on starting well, or anything this week you can do to try to get the team's attention in that regard?
Well, I think in today in practice, we're going to mix it up, and what we do, we'll go Indy and then try to get into a little bit of a red zone quickly type of deal where we're emphasizing what we're doing down there, both sides of the ball. The red zone's hurt us a little bit this year, obviously. So you try to tweak practice the best you can and get your guys in the best position. But there's only 20 hours we get them, and you'd love to do a whole bunch of different things. And last week we started practice off with tempo, and we've done that before. But it's I think we got to make a decision that once we get in the red zone, we got to put not only points on the board but touchdowns on the board.
Do you expect Joe to be that much further ahead now with one start under his belt, and with the offense now knowing what you might be able to get out of it?
Yeah, I think
you're going to get 5 or 6 yards every week, but
I think he'll be further along, and I do think we'll be further along offensively in what we want to do with him, no question about that.
Hey, could you update us on Samari Springs? I understand he's back. Where did he go, and why is he back?
Well, Samari is back, and Samari kind of had some personal things going on, and came back on Friday and let the team know he wanted to be a part of this, and they accepted him back, and we accepted him back as coaches. And he's got to earn his way back. We didn't let him play on Saturday, obviously, and right now he's in a backup role. But he had a good practice yesterday, and looks like he's got kind of a renewed energy about him.
Can you talk a little bit about Andrew Clyde and how he stepped up as a leader both on and off the field so far this season?
Well, Andrew has, in my whole time here, has been such a pleasure to coach and be around. He's a hard worker, smart player, works at his craft, not only on the practice field, but off in the film study part of it. And, he's not a really vocal guy, but I think the guys see, the kind of commitment that he makes to what he does, not only to make himself a great player, but to help him be really good for this football team. And I think you can lead either vocally or you can lead by example, and obviously he leads by example big time.
Do you anticipate having Aaron Dykes Saturday?
No, he will not play.
How hampered does your running game get with nicks and dings and guys going up and down, and how tough is it to maintain consistency when you are going through some of the injuries you guys are going through?
Well, I mean, we got Gordon healthy, and we've got Jay Palmer healthy, and then Mylan has gotten a lot of the Mylan Howard, another freshman, has gotten a lot of the 2 reps, and he's an explosive player too. We just thought Aaron was further along. They're both really good players. We'll get Deontez Thompson back in the second half of the game. He only has to sit the first half, so we'll. Gordon's a good player. Jay's a good player. They do a lot of things that people don't really notice, but then I think Aaron will be back for the Elon game.
After the game on Saturday, you mentioned we just have to do anything to get a win. What do you guys need to do to get back into the win column this weekend?
Well, for one, not turn the football over. I mean, that's been such a key to where we are these last 3 games, and it hurts. You never want to turn the ball over, but when you turn it over backed up or in the red zone, it's a killer, and we've had those, and so we can't turn the ball over. 6 times, and then probably 5 times against James Madison, and expect to even have a chance. And and I felt like even in the Delaware game we had a chance, and in some ways in the Stony Brook game, we had a chance, even though that kind of got got out of hand at the end there, but we can't turn the ball over, and we gotta score points when we get it in the red zone, and hopefully, like I said, field goals. And then defensively, we can't give up the big plays. I thought we performed, our front seven performed really well on Saturday. Now we just get the secondary aligned with them. I think we'll be okay.
What does Albany prepare? What does Albany present to you in terms of things you might be able to accomplish and things you might have to look out for?
Well, I think Albany's kind of been similar to us. I think in some ways they've been snake bit. They recover an onside kick against I think it was maybe William and Mary or somebody, and they're offsides. So now all of a sudden they don't get the ball. They get William Mary gets the ball right there and a 5-yard penalty. And so those things, and they've been kind of snake bit in some ways. And the ball really you don't see them getting a break. And so they're kind of in the same boat we're in. They're in the same boat. They just want a win. And but Albany, I think the strength of their football team, in my mind, they got great skill kids. I mean, their wideouts are really, really good. They got a freshman, number 5, who's bona fide, really good. And they got a couple guys that hurt us last year in the throw game, and they're back. Their running back was an All-American 2 years ago, and then took a red shirt last year. Excellent player. I think he had a bunch of 200 yards against William and Mary last week. They're pretty big and physical up front, and their quarterback's a good player, Vincent Testaverde. Great bloodlines there, obviously. And then defensively, it's a similar. They're physical on defense, and they do a great job of getting off blocks. They're probably hard to block, so. It'll be a good test for us. It's a typical CAA team, and again, they just, they played and just kind of hadn't caught many. Eventually that ball's going to take a back. They got hands team, and we kick it down the field to get them pinned, and we get a pretty good kick, and instead of the ball just kind of bouncing, it hits and bounces directly left out of bounds. Now they got on the 35. One of these days, that ball just going to kind of lay there, and the guy's going to fumble and pick it around and then turn around, and we got him on the 12-yard line, 10-yard line. We had 2 kicks like that realistically were pretty decent kicks by Griffin. Just that way. And I don't know if you can print that way or not, but they can see it up there. So eventually, but again, we have to play better. You can't just say it's a break here, break there. We gotta cover people. We can't turn the ball over and do all those things, and our guys understand that.